Have you ever noticed that the loudest people in the room are often the ones who accomplish the least? It's a strange paradox, isn't it? We live in an age of constant updates, of broadcasting our every intention, our every dream, our every workout. New year, new me. We declare, starting my diet today. We post, this is the year I'll finally write that book. We tweet, but what if the real power, the true catalyst for change, isn't found in the noise, but in the silence? Imagine a man. Let's call him, well, let's not call him anything. His name doesn't matter. What matters is what he did, or rather, what he stopped doing. He stopped talking about his goals. He stopped announcing his plans to the world. He stopped explaining his vision to people who didn't have the capacity to understand it. He just stopped. His social media went quiet. His friends wondered where he'd gone. He became a ghost in his own life, a whisper in conversations he was no longer a part of. But he wasn't gone. He was more present than ever before, just not for them. He was present for himself. His new life began in the quiet hours when the world was asleep. You find him in an empty gym, the only sounds being the clank of iron and the rhythm of his own breathing. The weights weren't just steel, they were his doubts, his fears, his past failures. With every repetition, he was lifting more than just the physical load. He was building strength, yes, but he was also forging discipline, carving out a new version of himself from the marble of his old one. He didn't post about it. There were no sweaty selfies, no hashtags about the grind. The only witness was the man in the mirror, and for the first time, he was starting to like the guy looking back at him. His nights were spent on long walks under the lonely glow of streetlights. The city that once felt overwhelming and chaotic now felt like a silent companion. He walked for miles, not to get anywhere specific, but to untangle the knots in his mind. Each step was a form of meditation, a way to process, to plan, to solidify his resolve. The world rushed by in blurs of headlights, but he was in his own pocket of time, moving at his own pace. His mornings started before the sun. The ritual was simple: a hot cup of coffee, an open notebook, and silence. This was where the real architecture of his transformation was designed. He wasn't just working on his body, he was rebuilding his mind. He was reading, learning, planning his finances, setting small, achievable goals that would stack up over time. The pages of his notebook filled with ideas, strategies, and reflections. He wasn't just dreaming anymore. He was engineering his reality. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months. The calendar on his wall shed its pages like a tree sheds its leaves in autumn, each one marking a small, silent victory. He declined invitations not out of arrogance, but out of necessity. He understood a fundamental truth: every yes to something external was a no to his internal mission. His focus was a laser, burning away distractions. There were moments of doubt, of course. Loneliness would sometimes creep in. The temptation to share his progress, to seek validation, was immense, but he resisted. He remembered why he started this journey in silence. Words are cheap, declarations are fleeting. He was building something that words couldn't capture, something that only results could prove. He learned that silence isn't empty, it's full of answers. It's where you can finally hear yourself think. He disappeared, and then, one day, he came back. It wasn't a grand reentrance. He just started showing up again. At first, people didn't recognize him. It wasn't just the physical change, the sharper jawline, the broader shoulders. It was something in his eyes, a quiet confidence, a centeredness, a calm power that radiated from him. He moved differently, spoke differently. He was the same man, but completely remade. When people asked, "Where have you been? What have you been doing?" he just smiled. He didn't need to explain. The results spoke for themselves. His success, his peace, his presence, it was all louder than any announcement he could have ever made. He had become the living embodiment of his efforts. The story ends on a bridge at dawn. The same city skyline, the same early morning light. But it's a different man standing there. He looks out over the waking city, not with the frantic energy of his past self, but with the quiet strength of a man who has conquered his own inner world. He didn't need the world's applause. He had earned his own respect. And that was the only validation that ever truly mattered. This is the power of silent transformation. It's about detaching from the need for external approval and focusing entirely on the internal process. It's about understanding that the most profound changes happen when no one is watching. Stop talking about it, stop posting about it, disappear, do the work, and come back unrecognizable. Because silence, when used as a tool for growth, is the loudest statement you can ever make. Thank you so much for joining me on this reflection. Today, if this message resonated with you, I'd be incredibly grateful if you like this video and subscribe to the channel. For more content like this, go be silent, go be great. I'll see you in the next one.